First, live, local. This is First Alert Weather Extra.
Hey, welcome. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson here at KPTV. This is First Alert Weather Extra, weekdays, almost every weekday at 7 p.m. An expanded version of our weathercast. And Payton Major is here as well. How you doing, Payton?
Doing good. How was your weekend?
Mine was okay, actually. I worked Saturday. I mean, you know, we only had one show, so it's pretty easy that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Had a little bit of weather action. And then yesterday was an indoor day. Got everything cleaned up in the garage. What about your weekend?
Pretty good. Had Friendsgiving. Made some rolls.
Oh, that's nice. I saw the rolls on Facebook. What is your Facebook page again? What is it?
Major Weather, or just Payton Major, meteorologist.
I saw the shiny rolls all puffed up and baked.
Oh, the glaze of the butter. Okay, anyway.
Cut them open with some butter.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, so Thanksgiving only 3 days away. I know a lot of you are traveling, whether it's locally, you know, Pacific Northwest, or maybe going across the country. Peyton's going to cover all that coming up in just a minute. I'm going to get the nuts and bolts here of what's going on with our weather, because I think the biggie is, Peyton, are you excited that we won't see any sun the next 2 days?
So thrilled. So thrilled.
I have low expectations in November and December and January, so I figure if we get sun, it's okay. But let's just jump right into it. It's going to be pretty gray. I think that's a big message here with our First Alert Weather Extra. All right, so we're going to be turning wet coming up for tomorrow. We think, fingers crossed. My plan was to get a bike ride in tomorrow morning. Peyton's probably laughing, thinking, if you don't get up till 8, that's probably not going to happen. But we'll see. I may just ride in the rain because I can't ride again until like this weekend. So holiday travel conditions, Peyton's going to cover that. And then kind of the bigger picture, what do we see, including is there any chance for an Arctic outbreak? There were rumors and hints of that, big scary graphics online a few days ago. But you can see right now, this is our 7-day forecast. I think it's pretty clear cut. You've got 4 wet days. Well, actually 3 wet days. This one's drying out, we think. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, most likely dry. Temperatures do cool slightly. Actually, they get a little warmer, and then they cool off. So let's jump into it. So big picture, we're going to see overnight clearing. There could be a spot or two of fog or frost. Tomorrow's a gloomy and wet day, briefly dry to start. And we're going to have a chilly day tomorrow, too. Temperatures only in the 40s. There'll be a breezy easterly wind coming out of the gorge. Not strong, but breezy enough to keep us a little cooler than today. We hit 50. Oh, who put the 37 in there, Peyton? No, I know it wasn't her, but I don't know why it says 37 in Astoria for the high temperature. Someone's going to be fired if that sort of stuff continues. Just kidding. But we don't do that here because somebody got the Astoria temperature wrong. I don't know what. That's an auto plot up there at Astoria, so I don't know why it would do that. All right, the reason I bring up this graphic, we don't use this on the air very much because, well, you know, there's about 1,000 numbers right here, right? This just shows the last 30 days, the average high temperature. See how it goes downhill from October 25th to now. The average low temperature. Also notice they start to come together because we start getting a lot more cloud cover in November. But there was a change. We were going through late October, early November. It wasn't actually getting colder. The nights were actually getting warmer. And then bang, right around the 16th of the month. So what was that, about 8 days ago? Suddenly the nights got cooler and the daytime high temperatures got cooler. Now we're pretty much around average, I would say. But that first part of the month was pretty warm. So the average temperature for the month so far, I notice it's running 2.7 degrees above average. Now, as for rain, just checking up on our rain so far. So typically, November is our second or third wettest month. Each year is a little bit different. But Portland, Salem, Eugene, typically in the I-5 corridor, we get about 4 inches of rain through this point in the month. Of course, Astoria hit the coastline is much wetter, averaging about 8 inches at this point in the month with a week to go. Well, then you see the what we've had so far. It's near average at Salem, a little bit drier than average, but you know what? It's makeup time, so I bet you we're going to come right up to average the next few days. We have a few sprinkles out on the east side of the metro area right now, but we're more excited about this atmospheric river approaching. We try not to overuse the term atmospheric river like polar vortex or any other terms the media kind of latches onto and overuses. But this is when you think of an atmospheric river, this is kind of what it looks like, a channel of moisture aimed right at, in this case, the west coast. And there's a warm front you can't see in here, and that's what's coming across tomorrow. So, cloud cover forecast, this is our latest evening model. 7 a.m. in theory, it's dry, but it's totally gray. No sunshine tomorrow. And also notice it's dry across most of Oregon. But it's in here pretty quickly. By 11, I think it's rainy from Salem northward. It may be drier for more of the day down to the south in Eugene. Also, it falls of snow briefly in the Cascades. It's a warm front, which means ahead of it is still cool, but then it's going to warm up. All right, so this is 11 a.m. tomorrow. We get to 5 p.m., it's still raining. It's not heavy rain, though. You'll notice you don't see much yellow, except maybe on the north coast. On Wednesday morning, the whole thing is shifted a little bit south, like the fire hose is aimed right across northwest Oregon. It's not heavy rain, but it's still going Wednesday morning. Also, tomorrow night, early into Wednesday morning. The Blue Mountains, notice it was going to be in the form of snow here. So if you're traveling, well, Peyton's going to cover that in more detail, but that's one spot where we could see a little bit of snow tomorrow night. But it shifts north on Wednesday, so Wednesday is our second totally gray day. Late in the day around sunset, maybe it tapers off south of Portland as the band shifts to the north a little bit. And then I think it's actually an occluded front. We can say that on Fox First Alert Weather Extra. It's not really a cold front, but it's a demarcation of we're going from the steady rain Thursday morning to scattered showers Thursday afternoon. Looks like it wants to enhance a bit Thanksgiving afternoon. The point is that's our third wet day. And also notice it's mostly rain in the Cascades at that point. So how much rain do we get out of all of this? If we just go through Thursday morning, 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So that's pretty wet. I bet we add another ½ inch. So we could end up with 2 inches, I suppose, by the time it dries out Thanksgiving evening and into Friday. Big picture here, jet stream is kind of to our north here. It'd be up in this area. This isn't actually the jet stream level, but it's lower down. But it tells the point. There's a wave of energy coming into the south here. This is why this is such a warm storm, a warm set of rainy days, because the main jet is up here. We're on the warm side of the jet here. All right, and notice it stays that way. We go all the way through Saturday, big area of high pressure offshore, and that seems to be blocking storms, so we don't see real stormy weather coming up. Now, bad news here for the Cascades. We talked about warm. I said atmospheric river. That's not good for the Cascades. We've got a little bit of snow up there at Ski Bowl last night and this morning. It's 32 there up at Ski Bowl, 28 where this picture is up at 5,000 feet. But check out the snow level through tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. At no point does it really touch the passes except tomorrow midday, possibly. It's close. Look at that, all the way up there, timberline or higher. So we're not going to see any significant snow at the ski areas all the way through next Monday. So clearly there will be no Thanksgiving weekend openings. So see, I'm kind of down about that because I've got my pass ready to go. And apparently it's being unused for this coming weekend. So rainy all day at the coastline tomorrow. Later in the day, it could be a little heavy, I think, north of Tillamook up here. South winds 10 to 15. This is not a really windy system, by the way. We don't get strong winds with this system any of the next 3 days. South winds just 5 to 10 here in the valleys. In the Portland area, it'll be coolest tomorrow with a little easterly drift coming out of the gorge, but turning rainy, a gray day. In the gorge, turning rainy, a gray day. Easterly wind, a little breezy out there, Multnomah Falls and westward. Only 40 at Hood River. Higher up in the upper Hood River Valley, like Parkdale, I suppose there could be snowflakes mixed in tomorrow afternoon. Turning rainy and snowy on Mount Hood. 3 to 5 inches up high. Government Camp is not up high, I mean up here. This is where you get 3 to 5 inches. Timberline, the higher parts, Mount Hood Meadows. And then in central and eastern Oregon, dry morning, and then in the afternoon, rain. It comes even across the Columbia Basin, not much, but some drips all the way across the driest parts of north central Oregon. And that should turn into snow, especially above LeGrand and above Baker City. I could see the snow level coming down into the Baker Valley tomorrow evening briefly, maybe just a little bit. All right. All right, so that covers our basic weather here. What about coastal storms? You can probably guess I showed you that jet stream with the jet stream way to the north. We don't have any powerful storms nearby. In fact, let's look at the wind gusts here. Just big picture here. What do we have over the next few days? You're looking for yellow. Yeah, that system on Thursday approaches, but the big wind is offshore. Probably gusts under 50 at the coast. Friday's quiet. Saturday, Sunday. Sunday is in fact offshore flow. Monday, something comes down from the northwest. We're just not getting big storms. This is not a storm cycle where we get, a week or two of stormy stuff. And that means the only big waves are coming up soon. Right there, that system that spins up on Thanksgiving. Could there be big waves on the coast Thanksgiving? Maybe. We'll be watching that. And then after that, it's quiet for this upcoming weekend. Okay, we're going to come back. Well, I will come back in a second. Let's cover the travel weather. Peyton's like, I'm not going anywhere. You're going to cover the travel weather, and then I'm going to look at the big picture and the chances for the Arctic air and kind of the next 10 days. So
yeah, we'll talk about the cold stuff soon.
It's all you, go.
Okay, well, this is pretty much what you're going to see if you're driving the next few days. Just windshield wipers on, and it's going to be pretty soggy. So just to summarize kind of what Mark just went through, rain forecast the next 5 days. Real wet Tuesday, Wednesday. I think it's going to be showery Thursday morning. As the afternoon rolls on, things could pick up a little bit to more of a light, steady rain rather than scattered on and off showers. And just lingering moisture on Friday. We'll be drying out hopefully by the afternoon, and Saturday is nice and dry. So what does that mean for road conditions? If you are driving over the next few days, all the way through Black Friday, Cascade passes, as we mentioned, mainly bare. Slushy spots are possible Tuesday, but it's just going to be so minuscule. I doubt doubt that will cause any kind of delays. Maybe slow down a little bit. No travel concerns on the passes through Friday. If you're headed on I-84 east to the Gorge, bare roads, obviously wet through Thursday and even a little bit into Friday. Blue Mountains to Idaho via I-84, bare roads, but could be a little icy if you're leaving tonight. Something to watch. And then let's talk about I-5 to Seattle if you're going north, or even south to California. That sounds like a good idea. It's probably a little warmer down there. Bare roads all across the board, and that also includes the Coast Range via 26 or 6. So great travel weather locally. We've been saying it for almost a week now. We didn't really see any travel concerns for Thanksgiving, at least the days leading up to it, which is when most people are traveling. This is just a wider picture of the atmospheric river and how it's really targeting just kind of west of the Cascades, even up into Washington. And we may see just some lighter moisture linger into the eastern side of Washington and Oregon, a little bit into Idaho, but that moisture isn't going to stretch too far just because, again, the mountains kind of squeeze it all out. Looking at our snow forecast, yeah, it will be a little snowy in the Rockies and also, of course, the Washington Cascades, as we've been mentioning, but nothing to really note. There is a more significant storm happening, though, in the northern U.S. This is specifically by the Great Lakes, and so Grand Rapids could see a good 1.5 inches, same with Green Bay. This is obviously parts of Minnesota getting some snow, classic. North Dakota, Bismarck, 5.3 inches. So this isn't major snow by any means, especially for this area, but definitely could see some delays if you're flying anywhere kind of near that Great Lake region. This is a live look at radar, just a big U.S. view. Your eyes obviously go to the south, which we'll get to. Very weak low pressure system rotating around Montana right now, but this is where I'm a little bit concerned. If you have friends, family flying to the south or from the south, know that this is where we're probably going to see weather delays. Now, this does not include holiday craziness, busy airport delays. That is separate from weather. This is just where we're concerned with specific storm delays. So basically, this is the Storm Prediction Center's thunderstorm outlook, and what they do is they highlight it based on severity. So that really light kind of shade of green means probably not severe weather, maybe some thunder and lightning, but whenever we see this darker shade of green, yellow, all the way up to that pink color, we're definitely more concerned with some storms. This was today's risk that I just showed you, and this is tomorrow's. You can see that yellow area centered right over the southeast, and we're obviously concerned with that area tomorrow specifically. But as we go into Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, that system is pretty much out to the east, and it's going to decrease in strength a lot. I doubt we'll see any severe storms by the time the day before Thanksgiving rolls around. Good amount of rain, again, right along that front. Birmingham, Atlanta could see 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain in that specific area. And it's always concerning in the south when we get a lot of rain all at once. So here's your kind of main headlines for holiday travel. Locally, no major concerns, just wet. Again, that's the best news. The delays were most likely going to be in the southern U.S., southeast specifically, and then snow near Great Lakes may also cause some delays. I spelled cause wrong. Darn it, lost some points. Okay, well, at least I can say it on there. Okay, to cause delays too. But that's about it for holiday travel. Just really watch those areas again if you have any kind of flight concerns. Taking it full to really look at the cause.
Just in case we missed that C-A-U. Wait, how do you spell it? Oh,
C-U, cause.
It's okay. You know what? We love you, Payton. It's okay.
Yeah. No one's perfect, guys. Come on.
I had a messed up. I spelled something wrong earlier today.
Yeah.
In fact, it's good because we know that you're not AI, because AI wouldn't have made that mistake.
Right.
You're showing us how human you are.
Humans make these graphics, I swear.
Yeah. So I purposely like to mess things up here and there, Payton, just to show that it's not fake.
Right. We're working. I swear.
Does anybody believe me?
Yeah.
Okay, that was good stuff, Payton.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the big picture here, and then we'll wrap things up. So that's our 7-day forecast. We've covered the rain, in quite a bit of detail here. So we're drying out a bit Friday. Some models say there's just a sprinkle or two Friday, and that's it. Okay, so then we're getting to Saturday, likely dry, Sunday dry and breezy. Okay, let's jump into this. So a few days ago, our models, I know the weather geeks know this, our models were showing this cold Arctic air. So this is the forecast for tomorrow. Really cold, as Payton said. Apple Valley. Nice place, is going to get 3 inches of snow. That must be in the Minneapolis suburbs. It sounds like a good place to spend Thanksgiving. I saw that on your map, Payton. But anyway, so we were thinking, models were showing maybe the plunge of Arctic air would come down like this, but instead they've clearly in the last 2 to 3 days backed off, especially the European model. The American model is always trying to push the cold air into us. It was still doing that, I think, this morning a bit. But anyway, so we go through Wednesday and Thursday, then you see this fresh push coming down Thursday, Friday. Look how it just slides east of the Rockies. And by the way, that is what saves us often in the Pacific Northwest, is the high spine of the Rockies there. And this is when they get nailed. By Saturday and Sunday, big Arctic air mass comes down and winter is on in these areas, and it won't leave till, March. Because it looks like this big area of high pressure is cozying up to the coastline pretty close. This is in the upper atmosphere. As long as it stays close by, we just stay with kind of quiet weather like we're seeing and what we expect. If it were to back up at all, and there's always hints in this pattern that could it back up, different models tried. If that happens, then the door can open up and we get really cold here, and then we're on to the cold stuff and talking about snow or ice or whatever. But it looks like right now it's just going to stay there. That's through Sunday. So that's why we're saying we're not having a big cold spell coming up. Just Arctic air staying east of the Rockies. This will give us nice dry air, high temperatures in the 40s, and if the wind goes calm, you can get down in the 20s pretty easily since it'll soon be early December. Okay, so that's how we ended up with that. So to kind of wrap it up here, the next 7 to 10 days in the I-5 corridor west of the Cascades, we do not see a setup for lowland snow. This takes us to Wednesday, the 3rd of December. Nothing below 2,000 feet. Arctic blast, no, we don't see any incoming cold. Do we see a windstorm? No. A little breezy on Thanksgiving Day, but that's it. And then widespread flooding, heck no, because we actually need significant rain, and that's not going to happen. Yes, we'll have light to moderate rain the next 3 days, but it will just be wet. So kind of quiet, but we never know in this pattern, could we just be 2 weeks away from some big weather event? That's possible. I guess that's the whole point of our First Alert Weather Extra, to give you a little deeper dive into the weather. Yeah, and things change all the time, so make sure you have our Fox 12 weather app. It's free, and we're going to keep you posted there. Just like that Arctic cold, it was supposed to be right overhead just a few days ago, and then flipped. I'm glad. Me too. So I don't need all that drama. Yeah, it's a lot. It's too early for this. Bosses would like a little more exciting weather, I'm sure. That's perfectly fair, but we just don't see it for right now. But again, could just be a short distance away. Right. Okay, Gordon, let's bring on the music to get us off the stage. There we go. So thank you so much for joining us. Payton 2, First Alert Weather Extra. We will see you tomorrow night again at 7 p.m. right here on the Fox 12 streaming app.